Hey guys, and welcome back to Astro Musical Tutorials. Today's video is a little special for me because I decided to take a step away from Decent Sampler and I decided to step into the world of Kontakt. The free version, don't worry, not the paid. Because I needed access to Kontakt in order to review what could potentially be the best free plugin that I've found this year. And that plugin is Glade. Now let's get into the video and let me show you guys exactly why this plugin could be the best plugin of the year. This is Glade by Imperia. First of all, I want to commend them on the aesthetics of the plugin. If you know me, I judge first by the aesthetic of the interface. If you capture me with your interface design, you already have me like 50% on board. And Imperia has done it. This is a beautiful looking interface. So like I said in the intro, you do not need the full version of Kontakt in order to use this. All you need is the free version, which is known as Kontakt Player. And if you look over to the bottom left corner, you can see all of these presets with these beautiful sounding mystical ambient names. That's another thing about me. If you're able to name your presets beautifully like this, you got me on board again. I actually set the bar really low when it comes to plugins, especially free plugins. As you can see, I've star marked some of the sounds because I went through these sounds last night and marked some of my favorite sounds that I can actually potentially use in my production. Now, because of the name of the channel being Astro Music and Tutorials, I think it's only fair that we start with the preset named after Astral Planes. Oh yeah, by the way, this is an orchestral plugin. You can compose symphonies with this plugin. Let's move on to another sound, Canopy Lullaby. Fable. So cinematic. I could hear like a story being told through that one preset. Now let's find a preset that I haven't star marked. Let's do Forest Whispers. Mystic Winds. Yeah, so those are some of the sounds. And if you can see in the middle, these four squares over here that say short, long, long, short, depending on whatever preset that you choose, they represent each layer of the preset. You may have noticed that the presets aren't like a single sound. They're very, very layered and thick. They're made up of multiple sounds. And you can control each layer in this layer section right here. See? And even if that's not enough, there's also an effects layer which you can further enhance these sounds. So this is usually the part of the video where I make an ambient or lo-fi beat from scratch using the plugin I just showcased. But something happened. 2 days ago when I shot the video and reviewed the plugin and all that, I made a beautiful song in the video. And after I finished the video and I went to turn my camera off, that's when I realized the camera stopped recording like 40-15 minutes ago. So basically I was just talking to myself for 40-15 minutes and none of this was captured. So just for today, I'm not going to make a song from scratch. I'm just going to talk about the sounds that I used to make the song that I made 2 days ago when, you know, I wasn't being recorded. Once I explain all the sounds that I used and a couple of the mixing processes, then I'll show you the full song like I usually do. Before we go any further, I just wanted to remind you guys again that 90% of you who are watching this video are not even subscribe to the channel. For the love of God, please subscribe. I'm trying to get the channel to 4K subscribers by the end of the year, and we're this close. So it would mean a lot to me and the channel if you could just hit that subscribe button. I started with the piano progression as I usually do because I needed like a foundation to revolve the other sounds around. was going for an ethereal, melancholic, mystical vibe. For the effects, I have this U-Audio Teletronics LA2A compressor. It really brings out the high frequency in my opinion and makes it sparkle. After that, I have an EQ cutting out some of the lows and some of the highs. And to wrap it all up, I have a Valhalla Supermassive and I have it on like 40% with the Loca turned up to about 260. Okay, that's a piano. And then after that, I have my usual bass, which I just have it following the bass notes of the piano. Now let's move on to the Glade plugin. You must be wondering why there's so many audio files. That's because my potato laptop couldn't really handle the workload of having multiple contacts open in this project. So I decided to take one contact, choose a sound, play something, turn it into an audio file, and then move on to the next sound and rinse and repeat the whole thing. And that saved me a lot of CPU power. So that's a tip if you guys are working with a potato laptop. And yeah, this is the first sound. That preset right there is the Great Canopy preset. Like I mentioned before, none of these sounds are really individual sounds. Each sound is layered with 3 or 4 sounds, which you can customize in the plugin itself. So if you don't like a particular sound in the preset, you can take it off. You can just lower the volume. And as you heard, this preset is made up of like a bell sound, some flutes, a little bit of strings. I liked it, so I just kept it as it is. But I made sure to EQ the lows because all of these sounds are extremely cinematic. So a lot of them will have very, very heavy low ends. And then I have a crystallizer to like make some ethereal delays, some ambient delays, and that's the second sound. That sound is also following the notes of the chord progression. So I wanted to make a counter melody for that, and that's where this comes in. On its own, it doesn't sound like much, but if I couple it with the previous preset, this is what it sounds like. That preset is the ripple strings. Now moving on to the third sound. So that's a pad which also follows the chord progression of the piano. These 3 sounds are basically in sync with each other. Together they sound like this. The preset I'm using for that sound is called Gaia, and it's a pretty good sounding preset. All I have is an EQ cutting off the lows and some of the highs. And the next sound, we have this. This is a really cool sound. This is a preset called Gestures, but the most important effect that I added to that sound in particular is this Pancake 2, and this plugin makes a sound pan from left to right. It's like an automation, so it'll look like this. Now moving on to the final sound, which is my favorite preset, and it's a sound that I'm definitely going to be using in my future productions. It's a choir sound. It's also the most realistic choir preset that I've ever discovered, especially on a free plugin. Just listen to it. This preset is the Wood Sprite Choir. I love the sound. I can't wait to use it in my future productions. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole song. After that, I just added some one-shot transitions over here, and that's pretty much it. Now, before I show you the whole song, I just want to let you guys know that the link to the plugin will be in the description. Like I mentioned before, you do need the free version of Kontakt in order to use it. It wasn't until this week that I realized that there are actually a lot of great, high quality, free sounds for Kontakt. I've been ignorant for so long, but my eyes have finally been opened, so I can't wait to dive into that particular category of sounds. Now, if you guys know of any great Kontakt sounds that are free, like this one, please let me know in the comment section so I can go and check it out. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and here's the full song.